Welcome to the road to 1 million US dollars. Let's get right into the Bitcoin chart for today, starting on this 1 day time frame for Bitcoin, because we are now seeing a massive pump to the upside that is already getting retraced a decent amount here. So let's cover that in this video today. First of all, to give you a broader perspective, guys, we are still breaking out to the upside of this falling wedge pattern, which broke out to the upside at about 105K in the Bitcoin price. So for now, I am still targeting 115,000 ever since we broke out of that falling wedge. However, notice how right now in the short term, we are actually facing some resistance on the 1 day time frame, of course, from about 110.2K all the way up to 111K, roughly speaking. So that is a level of resistance to be paying attention to in terms of getting this daily candle close above. Besides that, on this 1 day time frame, let's also take another look at the base case of this RSI momentum indicator. Ever since we broke out here, the base case has been on the channel that eventually we're going to reach into overbought territory on the RSI once again. And for now, especially with that big move to the upside today, we are getting well on our way to actually reaching this at some point in the near future. Like I said, 115K is the target on this 1 day time frame. But notice how right here on this 2 day time frame, guys, in a couple of hours, we are getting a candle close here. And if we get this candle close anywhere close to where we are currently trading, then we can definitely confirm this breakout, which would actually set up this price target all the way at 126K in the Bitcoin price. So notice how this price target is even higher than on the 1 day time frame. Like I basically have said every single day since that falling wedge pattern broke out on the 1 day time frame, the higher time frames are still looking relatively bullish, so long as we do not get any daily candle closes below 105K in the Bitcoin price. Besides that, on this 4-hour time frame, yesterday I was talking about this descending channel breakout, which would be a bearish breakout in the case that we broke down below 107.4K. However, of course, the point of invalidation for this pattern, like I also mentioned yesterday, was if we were to break through this descending line of resistance at about 109K in the Bitcoin price. And notice how after we invalidated this potentially bearish pattern, we immediately got this massive green candle on the lower time frames. And even right now, as we are retracing a bit of this move here, we are potentially flipping this area of resistance into a level of support on the lower time frames. So the key level to look out for here is about 110K in the Bitcoin price. So long as we're holding above that, we could just get another bounce to the upside here. Although, as you would expect with a massive pump like this, of course, we are going to reach into overbought territory on the lower time frames. So we are seeing a bit of a reset here. And this is especially something that we could expect on the 1 hour time frame. For example, we broke above this descending trend line, which was also a bearish divergence yesterday, with, of course, the point of invalidation being if we broke through this descending trend line in the RSI, which we did right here at about 108.9K. After we invalidated this bearish divergence, we got this big move into overbought territory once again. And similar to this 4-hour time frame, you can see that the 1 hour time frame is also potentially even fully resetting to around this 50 level here. So to summarize this technical analysis here today, guys, the higher time frames are still looking bullish. I'm still targeting 115K in the Bitcoin price. And likely by tomorrow, I can tell you if we have definitely confirmed this price target to the upside at 126K as well. But let's move on to this Bitcoin liquidation heat map analysis, because, for example, right here on the 24-hour time frame, we did take out a massive amount of liquidity to the upside at about 110.5K, reaching all the way up to 112K. But right now, we actually have a bunch of liquidity to the downside at 110.6K. This is very, very likely going to get taken out by the time I record tomorrow's video. Then we also have some liquidity at 109.5K and another big pocket sitting at 108.4K. Now, of course, I cannot tell you exactly how deep this retrace is going to be. So you have to pay attention to these low time frame levels of support, as well as these bigger pockets of liquidity, because that is likely where the Bitcoin price is getting attracted to. Although, of course, you should also combine it with your technical analysis on the lower time frames when you're looking at the low time frame liquidity. Now, something else I have been covering extensively on the channel here is this big pocket of liquidity at 111K in the Bitcoin price. The base case on the channel has been that very, very likely we were going to take out this level at some point. And of course, today we took out that level. So this is another part of the base case that has now perfectly played out as expected. Like I've said throughout this entire move to the upside here, I think it is very, very likely that these bears would be punished for shorting Bitcoin in a bull market. And of course, now today they have been punished indeed, especially with a candle like this. That is just absolutely brutal. And yeah, seeing these massive pumps is just exactly what the crypto market is all about. Lastly, taking a quick look at the Bitcoin ETF flow tables. Yesterday, we actually saw a relatively small inflow of about $75 million. However, the Bitcoin ETFs are still having an upwards pressuring effect on the Bitcoin price. Either way, this has been today's market update. Make sure to check out the links in the video description if you want to trade crypto with much lower fees, especially if you are a leverage trader and really take advantage of this big volatility that we are currently seeing in the market. I highly recommend you check out MEXC, WEX, or BLOFIN. Like I said, the links are in the video description. You'll get a bunch of trading bonuses as well as pretty big trading fee discounts. In fact, I think these are some of the biggest trading fee discounts in the crypto space right now, especially for example, BLOFIN. But regardless, if you do end up checking out the exchanges, guys, thank you for watching once again, and I will see you tomorrow in the next one.